Okay, it's Touhou time. Get that mouse off the screen. First try of the day. Based. You bastard. Just go wide. As sketchy as this may be. 11. Hello, Toaster. Oh, let me... I love sometimes with Twitch when I just have to, when like emotes aren't working, so then I just have to turn them off and turn them back on. Like they're very clearly enabled, but like they won't work until I disable and then re-enable them. Neat. Bumper crop is free? Could get a bumper crop down here. I try to keep the stream a little not cluttered. I'd be tempted to, but then I'd have to like update it midstream, and that would be tedious. Do I go for the score? Press it. You probably could. Problem number one, I'd actually have to like spend the effort to do that. And for a bumper crop counter, I don't know if I want to spend the effort to figure out how to do that necessarily. Call me lazy, I don't care. Also, dying to bumper crop is a little tilting, and at times, and I am about trying to make sure I press that button every time I die is probably not the best idea. Also, am I counting every time I die to bumper crop, or just when I get bad bumper crop, RNG? Unused spells in Touhou. Neat. I'll move too much. So Game Glitcher, clearly with Tojiko, this is the run, right? Like, this is the run? No, I got the Tojiko. Surely. Wish Tojiko got a fire-type move. Speed Tojiko, to be precise. Kobyum. Well, I don't have the Chirno right now. We'll get the Chirno in the Ice Cavern, though. Later today, surely. I'll also beat Remy. Right. Or he's extending Arm Card as an unused Lunatic version. Yeah, I guess something like that could, like... You know, Zune designs a spell. Hey, hit the 20 mil, by the way, before Miriko. Like, Zune designs a spell, and he makes the upgrade versions, but then gets a different idea for an upgrade version, or for, like, a different spell on the higher difficulty, and scraps, like, the upgrade version. What is this emo? Did I say Tokiko? I meant to say Tojiko. No, I did say Tojiko. You just posted a Tokiko you instead. I mean, they're both good in their own way. You know, I was looking through some move sets and stuff, and some learn sets in Puppet Dance. Do you know how many non-dark types get Changeling, and yet none of the Flans do? Because fuck, actually, well, I think one of them did. But like the other Flans don't get Changeling. It's a lot of words, Game Glitcher. You expect me to read that right now? SMH. Lucas extra spell where she fires the wall of jelly beans aimed at you. The girl also has some unused parts. Interesting. I'm sorry, I should be incredibly dismissive of it. Wow, that sounds interesting, but I sure don't care. There, is that better? Anyway, yeah. Where's my unused Hina attacks? Extra Waggy Seiru sweep. I don't know why I would do a Seiru sweep when I could do a Genbu sweep. Could you not? Could you fucking not? Dude, holy shit. Let's talk about USD. Yeah, let's do that. Their abilities nature related. Okay. Might be better than water? Yeah, but Genbu's better than Seiru. Like, every day of the week, especially on Waggy. Like, Seiru gets rid of type effectiveness, okay. Genbu makes her outspeed everything. One of these things is a lot better than the other. In my opinion. Ooh, I did not pick up stuff earlier. Well, the problems are a few. It's not like Seiru can't be used. There are probably instances where it could be used, but the problem is, like, Seiru doesn't have inherent, like, upside on its, like, base. Like, the advantage of it is you can use your powerful, like, stabs and not have it get resisted. But a big problem with Extra Waggy, which, by the way, I did take, is the, was it base 35 or base 45 speed? 70 on both defense with 120 HP is not bad at, like, living things, but like, the problem is with Seiru, you have to set the Seiru up, then get her in, or set it up with her, and then start attacking. But, like, you're also going to get outsped by 90% of everything. So, realistically, with a Seiru sweep, you're probably only killing a puppet or two. Which, to be fair, is, like, mostly all you need from, like, sweeps like that. Realistically, the amount of 6 puppet sweeps we are going to be getting in a Nuzlocke like this are bare minimal. But I feel like, you know, I say feel here, like this is kind of an emotional, not backed up by inherent fact and just backed up by experience, but I feel like the Genbu is just way more usable. Especially because in, like, Seiru, it's, like, the one thing that you, like, outspeed are, like, other slow puppets, but most puppets that are slow are bulky. And you're probably not going to one-shot them with a neutral attack, even from as high of a spread attack as she has. I think she can have use similar to Extra Lily. I think it might be easier to use than Extra Lily, but it ends up in kind of the same boat. Her damage output's better. Cope. Because of her ability. Or abilities, I guess. I think realistically, the idea with her sweeping is you instead of like sweeping full to 0 at Team 6-0, which is just not realistic. I feel like with most sweeps, it's you try to like delete the 3 or 4 like you try to delete like the 2 puppets that are like the nature-based puppets that Giga resist water and or are not weak to sound. Then you like try to get her in and then like sweep with the rest of that, right? Or I guess this one's water nature. So it's the same thing, you know, nature to water. Whatever they don't get for super effective. Because to be fair, if like there's a water type in and you're in Genbu, it's like, oh, you can't use your water on that. Well, you could still use nature, and like if you're hitting with super effective, it's probably still killing. But again, I think it's more realistic to like play in a way where you prioritize trying to clear the anti-waggy threats first. Like, get rid of, like, the 2 or 3, and maybe soften up a couple other things, and then finish it with waggy. Or use it vice versa, right? Where you try to get Genbu up early, get waggy in at some point, and where the opponents are normally just switching, you know, constantly, breaking a hole in the opponent's team difficult. You get waggy in on a good matchup, and you say, okay, something has to come in and take this 145 base spread attack, 50% damage boosted water move. And even if it's resisted, it's probably still... It's not impossible that it's a 2-shot, even, on whatever the biggest counter is. You kind of just say, hey, that was really bad of me right there. You just kind of say, hey, check, you know, you have to... You force the opponent to have to lose a puppet. Right. It's kind of like in the Remy fight, where the fight can kind of be split into 2 different parts. Pre-killing the Patchy and post-killing Patchy, right? Like, the moment you kill the Patchy, the fight just opens up, right? Because suddenly she loses her, by far, her best defensive pivot. And so it's like the moment you can kill Patchy, the moment like you can really progress through the fight. P-Rika's not as bulky though, right? I didn't grab P-Rika, I grabbed Speed Rika. It's worth mentioning. I think Speed Rika is a better Smash Spin user. I think if you're ever going to get a 6 puppet sweep in this, The most likely odds of being able to do so are something like Speed Tojiko or Speed Orin. With like morale boost, you just kind of like get like the first 1 or 2 puppets to go right, and if you have enough coverage, then you just go off from there, right? Backup plank. Yeah, backup plank could also be used. Although I feel like it takes to get later in the game before you can really get good backup plant sweeps going. Asterisk, but like I think with PLE you can definitely get something good, but she's not the bulkiest, so or the fastest, so trying to get a good setup up can be a little risque. Nice. Good kappa-papa. Kappa-papa. And she go Koru ability work? Yeah, I believe that when Koru's active, it'll still work. Yeah, I'd assume so. It wouldn't make sense otherwise. I don't know how it affects items like that, though. I'm not super familiar with most of the puppet terrains. That fucking snail trail, dude, was really trying its hardest there. Holy moly. Normal? Oh no. Oh no, Cloud Piece, not you again. Fuck, that was so bad. Don't put yourself at the combination of 2 waves. That's the worst thing you can do. You want to try dodge 1 wave per time. Oh well. On entry passes that made terrain instead of only for weather. If there was a ability that caused it to activate Genbu whenever the puppet swapped in, that puppet would probably be the strongest puppet in the entire game. Cannot say the same about the other terrains, but I can confidently say that about Genbu. Let's go look at this. Because I'm curious now. fuck is this spell? Laser's my favorite. Why does it look like it's strobe lights? Help me on these lunatic version. And Thanatos mentioned it, so I had to go look at it. It was Daifu in what way? I can pretty confidently say that unless I got the best luck there, that it's probably not easier than the lunatic version. Who knows? Maybe I got really good RNG on it, but... Oh, crap. I really don't think it can. It's not fast enough. Like Buffer Crop is. See you, Toaster.
You know, Susan's opening Dust Storming Genbu sounds annoying to fight. Yeah, what's her base? Her base speed is fairly high, though, right? Extra keen, so she's not even like a good necessarily user of that, right?
Speed, yeah. Guys, isn't it crazy how Notori on normal is actually harder than on Lunatic? Dude, that's wild, bro. You know, for all the hype around Lunatic across Touhou, it's kind of weird how there's so many normal bosses that are just harder, right? Kind of weird. I don't know what Zuna's cooking. Like Momiji, yeah, totally. There's leftover bullets with stage portion on Momiji, so she's infinitely harder. But under that characteristic alone, we're gonna ignore everything else. Well, then it is true. Why am I not shooting anymore? Be the best? Well, generally it comes down to types. Best is situational. Checkmate, nerd. Although, when it comes down to defensive typings... What would make for, like, a top-tier defensive, type... Like, the best defensive typing? I mean, Illusion Void is up there. But it does have a lack of resists. You care about nothing, yeah. like Water Earth has a really good typing on like at least on base because it's like it's giga weak to grass and like it's also weak to fighting and is that it? I think that's it. But it doesn't carry as many resists, right? Electric poison. I do think the electric poison that like the Sagume holds that I've talked about that before is a really sick typing. It does have a because like it's not just about what you're weak to, it's also about like what you can tank, what you resist. Fuck my own ass, dude. Hate Ogane. Because the problem is I can't really find an equivalent if I carry over. Because like, if we go to Pokemon, pretty unarguably, some people would argue this, like the best typing in the game is Steel Fairy. On the surface, like that's arguably just like the best typing in the entire game. But there isn't like Steel is not remotely similar in it as it is to in Pokemon. So you can't, so where you're looking change a lot. And also, like, another good question about typings is what are we looking for more of? A better defensive typing or better offensive typing, right? Which type setup can you get that gives you some of the best coverage with just two types? Or what gives you the best defensive like resist / immunity pool without surrendering a billion weaknesses? Like 3 resists. And Earth is really bad into Wind, so it actually has, so it's not even the best offensive typing. On the surface, the thing that bails Earth out is Electric exists, right? Because nothing else super affects Electric, right? It's only Earth. Defensively, stuff paired with light is always good because you have a ton of resists, but you're also weak to illusion and dark, which are arguably 2 of the most common attacking types in the game. Really? Hmm. Light nature. Nature's a solid type as a whole. What, nature is weak to fire, poison, and steel? Just barely, not 20 mil, it's Jover. Nice try. Let's bump my crop. She has not been bumping my crop today. Yep. Oh, I didn't want to pick up all of that. Rest in peace, score world record. GG, it's over. Go next. I think a big thing is the fact that they really tried to even out all the weaknesses and resistances in the type chart in Puppet Dance really makes it so you don't have that Steel Fairy type idea, at least. Obama, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Your stream went well. We are trying to fight Hina again. Isn't as bad as it looks. Well, yeah, extra defensive Kadia is Dark Earth. How many people are gonna sit here and say that's necessarily a bad puppet? Because it's also a lot harder to like really rank types when so much of this is also termed by its offensive. What's its offensive matchups look like? And like the puppets that have the types, right? Because the problem is, like there are some types that might be really good on like in a vacuum, but like depending on like the move set and the stats of the puppet, it's like sometimes it's like you kind of gotta take what you get. So things really vary a bit, right? Do-do-do-do-do-do. Again, where water and earth are types that complement each other in a weird way. But like certain types tend to have more apparent like stat spreads in puppets. They tend to be on Hello Kageyama. Like, bulky electric types are not a very common thing at all. Electric is used far more offensively than it is defensively across most of the puppets that are electric. Oh my goodness gracious. Adro, camouflage. Camouflagu. Before someone mentions anything, I know there's like extra Raikou or something, which is electric type with 100 base HP, 100 base defense, 100 base spread defense, but we get a Kosuzu run. Next time we get a Kosuzu run that makes it to style changes, I will look into the Kosuzus. But sorry, I never have had a Kosuzu run make it to style changes. I haven't bothered. I think the AI can read your Yoma Scroll Shade form changes. Well, here is a bit of a problem. There's a big difference between saying you don't think and you know. Because an important question is, you know, am I willing to jeopardize a run off of an idea like this? Like, I looked into it after, and I saw the fact that my Speed Orin could have one-shot Red's beat Tsukasa. And that would have been great, but it's like, without actually knowing, it's like, how much are you really gonna, you know, test it yourself? Yeah. Why don't you test everything else while you're at it? Give me the tests as to the enemies playing around a Hikadia. I am so terrified of this Hikadia puppet. Suppose in fact that power Yukari still count up to swap. Good question. Just moves. Well, there's your answer. It's not so shit. Welcome to 90% of the terrains. Fuck, that was... Oh, goodness! I never throw. Like, the problem with a lot of terrains, it's like Suzaku. Suzaku does one thing, and it does one thing really well, okay? It shuts down defense Reimu. It shuts down, like, first aid users really well. The problem is, outside of that, 98% of circumstances, it's mid. And by mid, I mean, like, worthless. That was a little heightened in a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? Here's the problem. Next time I get, like, Aki or Kosuzo in a run, I'm just gonna sack her off to use them as sacrifice on, like, Miko. Get over well enough in time. No, that was fine, actually. Anti-speed. Yeah, what does anti-speed doll mean? Because there are the charms that are anti-types. Like the anti-fire charm. Hello, Fama. Hope you're doing well. Ay, ay, ay. Watch that one. I went to... I saw the bullets from the left, and I went right. I should have gone... I wasn't even looking. I should have gone left. Well, as well, it is good. Certainly not bad. I have not been getting farmed by bumper crop. That is a very good thing that has been happening. Bumper crop has been generally pretty generous today.
What does that mean, though?
I know words are not like my forte, but like, what are your words? To be fair, Bumper Crop is often annoying, but like Exile Doll tends to be the more annoying thing. Although Exile Doll's been relatively tame today. Genba moves and priority moves are always the way to counter fast puppets. Puppy you don't want to outspeed. There are instances in Puppet Dance where you don't want to outspeed the opponent. This usually has to do with moves like Changeling. And it's usually less of a puppet-based thing. I'm doing this the other direction. Oh, it's so weird. I always go right to left. Because the problem is, the only, like, things that exist really in the game that are like, oh, if, like, you attack into it, it'll counter back, are counters, but counters have negative priority, so they always go last no matter what anyway. I guess the closest thing you can possibly get is, what's the ability? I know Extra Satono had it. There's the ability First Hit, which is if you act like first, you deal 20% damage. But there's the ability, it's basically analytic from Pokemon, where if you act last in a turn, you get a 30% damage increase. That's about the closest thing you could get, right? Like, theoretically, against a puppet with that ability, like, if you let them go last, they will outdamage you, or they will deal both boosted damage. But the answer isn't to, like, put a puppet in that's faster, that's slower than them. The answer is to kill them before they can attack. The 5-hitter, yep. I don't have a Yorigami to sacrifice on the Apache later, so it's fine. The Exile Doll? That's just Exile Doll. What is there to question? Okay, sometimes she diddles with you, and you gotta get frisky back with her. What's... Don't cat me. Act human. Oh, that's why I died last time. I didn't say that. I hate this attack. I fucking hate you. Who's reliving this game? You know it. It is if you're superstitious, which we all know is very important, right? Like, I had an idea in my mind for a while, which was that when I got my first LNN, it was on a Thursday. So I was superstitious that, it's gotta be Thursdays when I play Peak. That's not true at all. The second LNN I got was, like, on Saturday, so there's no correlation there, but there is, right? You ever play and you're in a sitting position and it goes really well, you're like, I gotta sit like this more often. It's like 99.99% of the time I wear jeans or pants. But, like, one time I, like, played Touhou in shorts and it went, like, well. I was like, ooh, I gotta wear shorts every time I play Touhou from now on. Just run with the comment. I don't think without necessarily having a fight in between it, right? It's like Mei Ling runs away and stuff, but she does the mid-boss and then you talk to her. Well, actually, I don't remember exactly how that works with Mei Ling. Baited her the wrong direction, but bailed out by the power of homing. Never say homing's bad. Mid-boss, that's true. She shows up, she, like, goes, hey, fairies, it's lunatic time, then she leaves. I love during the Miko fight when she summons Tojiko and Fudo and they talk mid-attack. I love that. Like the best Toa in the entire game? No. We have to admit that Momiji is the best. She's the cutest. I've just been in denial the whole time. Don't snail me. What the fuck did I say about snail? I need to have someone gone left on that previous wave, but that would have been a insane go-to. But I didn't add it. Yeah, it's very entertaining. I guess I can't be undefeated on Momiji on the day. 2 out of 3 SMH. I got a line there. Didn't get the early fairy. GG, go next. Cat, now it's a dog. Cat so often. I mean, it was a cat, and then it was a different cat, and then it was a dog. What's the issue? Although by no means am I gonna say that she is my biggest issue in this game. Not at all. I do actually pretty enjoy the Momiji attack. It's really grown on me. Like, Exile, Doll, and Hydra are far worse, like, attacks that I hate. They're probably slightly easier, but only marginally. But I would say I enjoy them way more. Or I hate them way more. But, like, we can look at Orin, but let's not also forget about Chen. Chen that bullied me. At least these stage 1s are going fine. So well. Audio-based problem. That seems 30 exclusive. Wonderful. The good news is it probably shouldn't really matter too much based on how she plays, but it still is an interesting idea. That fucked me. Wiggle too much. Fire mover. Yeah, but who are you testing this on, out of curiosity? Okay, Minako. Once again. Hack trainer. Oh, breaking the game, cheater. Bruh. Bruh! Certified brand moment. It's how it be. Although I don't think that's necessarily the first time I've died to it today. It's just generally been pretty nice. Missed some damage there. It's gonna be hard to get my early fairy now. No early fairy for me. She moved too far. Hey, Miriko, I'm back. Yo, frame rate, why'd you go down to 59.8 for a second? I saw that FPS counter at the bottom, right? I wasn't looking at the screen. Zippy confirmation. You should also give the AI projection and see what it does with that. Actually, honestly, what you only do this if you want to. I'm not getting early fairy with this timeline. If you want to test, honestly, you should just, like, make a puppet, give it, like, 3 random moves and projection, and just see if it spams projection. Like, what's it, Wookiee Walk or whatever it is, always does? With that, that racist that just spams projection. Oops, picked up all the score. Rest in peace, score run. Probably not. But who am I to say for sure? Oops. Like, like, similarly to where Hakutaku, the fact that it, like, changes your form and your, like, stats, the fact that, like, it changes into a completely different base form, I really would doubt it's a copyable ability. We're not going for score strats this run. Or we're just going for die strats. I was too off to get that early fairy. Second turn. Yeah, I'd assume it would read your form properly, because the forms are actually have their like own coding and stuff in the system with their own like specific type chart and stat spread. Instead of like just temporarily changing your type, it actually like turns you into essentially a different puppet.
Nice. Break by your form change, yeah.
It's hard to say exactly how, like, useful that would be, but you never know. Can't wait to lose Akadi on Remy. Can't wait to use a multi-hit against Patchouli. Do spamming projection, I believe it was. One that like changes your type into like the type of like the first move you have in inventory. Because, like, so far, the AI seem to do really not much more than just spam that move. Hello, Spooter. Spooter, would you agree that, that either Momiji is a being of darkness meant to cause terror into the world, or is a lovable being filled with nothing but joy? Cute dogs, get the hammer. Can't believe Kaneko Tsuwako killed Momiji. Why do I always try to put myself in the middle when I don't have any good reason to go in the middle? BG. I'm just saying, I've been playing the IA security games and ooh-wee! Oh, I walked right into it. Moved too much to the right. Speaking of the ice, I'm so scared about this trial. Because it's like, so far, it's so good. But the problem with the IA security games is really simple. 90% of all the trials are really good. And then the last, oh, I got the early fairy face. And then the last, like, 5% of a trial is just not great. Put it mildly.
Really likes to spam project. Play where it's 9 out of 10 times we'll pick it.
Because we can wait for a stat change special. Me when I set up my my speed Kojiko +5, and then it copies my stat boosts. Rooms have nothing to click on. That's a mild thing. It's only a few of the rooms that have like appeared later in the games. It's like I wish there was a little more flavor text for that type of thing, but it's really just the ends of Trials. Like otherwise, like I love a lot of the mid-trials stuff. And like the investigation stuff. Besides the fact that Hatade is a whore, we'll ignore that part. But even that aspect is like game's really good at like most of that stuff, and then they're like, we can't actually have consequences for characters though, so we're just gonna like not have that.
I just want to change.
Well, it kind of does, but also at the same point, like, to what degree? Did you confirm how swapping extra Hikadia works? Like, depending on what form she is when you swap it out mid-battle? Okay, having a melee. That's true. There are like 4 characters the game has been willing to punish. 5. Mei Ling, Notori, Reimu, Marissa, and Kei. That's it. And maybe Aya, depending on how this trial goes. You just never know. I want to know if I put her in her special attack form and I switch around, she still would come back in her special attack form. That is actually very... That I think is the most relevant thing. Don't want to switch her in on a physical attacker. Whoopsie woo! Oops, teehee. Back, Yuna. How you doing? Quick, look at her partial spin. I love the half spin every time she shoots. If you look at her when she gets her attack off, here you can see it. She does like a half spin and then cancels the spin mid-shot. Once the attack animation's cleared. Or so you get some new moves. Well, it's just depending on their level up moveset. Whenever you style change, they immediately get access to like 4 moves, and then they get like a new move about every 6 levels, approximately. And then at level 70, is usually when they get their last moves, and you should get a bunch at once. Correct. To default form, you swap in and out. That's good. It's definitely easy to use her for different purposes on the same fight, should you need to. Although it could make her a little worse under like very niche, or on like if you need her to counter a very certain thing with her type, but guess what? Can't be helped. Can't be helped. LOL. I change colors? She does. I didn't think she would, but she does change colors. And then I almost killed her to a normal Patchouli, but we'll ignore that. I almost killed her, but I didn't. Oh, she will die eventually. I will throw with her. I literally almost already did. I fucking hate you, Hydro. Use her stop form yet? Yeah, that's how I almost lost her to a normal Patchouli. Listen, it's not my fault that 140 base power, I think, like, Stab Earth move, you know, didn't one-shot the normal Patchy. Especially when I had, like, a free swap. No, I didn't actually really have a free swap, that's kind of the issue, but... I just kind of threw a few puppets together for the Marissa fight and said, yeah, illusion move, extra Hikade will sweep, and lo and behold, it sure did not. Might have been too early. Yeah, rest in peace, Faith. Can't be copied? Yeah, I presumed that what day wasn't going to be copyable. Because, like, then it would turn you into Hikade's extra forms, which would make no sense for any other character. Kind of like the same thing with, like, Where Hakutaku, like I was saying. I was like, really don't think that would be something that should be possible. Just because something shouldn't be possible doesn't necessarily mean it isn't. You gotta always remember. Oh yeah, Glitcher, I picked up my, my assist, Chen, with her adverse wind that you're a big fan of. Now the problem is, like, when and where can I actually use it? That's a different question, but I have it. I don't know, like, how, because it's super not strong. You get E-Medicine. I mean, if I get medicine, like, I very much going to look at the E-Medicine. No shot I'm not. I'll go whatever the Wobbuffet Satori is. I'm sick. I'm sorry I'm trying to, like, win. By, like, using good things. And me using good things is sending traumatic memories to you of playing online So it's wrong of me to do that. Better win with funny than meta. Yeah, but is it better to lose with funny than win with meta? Now that's an important question. Also, I find adverse win Chen a little bit funny. So what's your definition of funny? Oops, I didn't mean to pick up all that. Recipe faith again? Like, the reality of Assist Chen is the fact that I think she can be really good, but the problem is the fact that she is really weak, right? She's got solid speed. She's got pretty good speed. An okay spread attack. But she's kind of squishy. And, like, the problem is, like, how do you get her in on, like, something that she, like, might outspeed in one shot? Like, how much of that might exist? Or get her in on something that she, like, 2 shots but can, like, live a hit? That seems hard. Alright, puppet. Yeah, but what if the puppet has more than just a single earth move and, like, actually has coverage? Hello? Like, basically every single boss that has an earth move has? Question mark? Like, I think she can be really, really, really good, but I think it's... You really have to go out of your way to get her to be good. Too bad she can't trap wind types, because then I'd try to just use her to trap in that, like, Patchy or something. That stupid extra Patchy. Isn't Assist Chen Wind Earth, though? So you're not scared of electric? Or yeah. So she could theoretically be a good anti-electric puppet. Where that may be relevant. Wait, do I see worse? Does wind resist nature? I guess wind's neutral to nature, but nature is bad into wind. Yeah, kind of the issue is just figuring out, like, how... Like what do you, like, use her against? It's going to be the ever-present, question. Me on my way to give Jar Poison to my McGonagall. I guess, is there theoretically a world where you can use her No, no, the Suwakos are part warped. I keep thinking they're Earth poison, but they're warped poison, aren't they? Or are they warped Earth? I forget the specifics. When do you get the Black Choker? Because I feel like that item might make Chen significantly better. And a lot of puppets really better. When do you get that? Act a human. Where are you going? I guess she leaves just to come back and still attack anyway. It's like she could have shown up and started attacking like everyone else. She had to like mentally prepare herself for just the onslaught of absolute cringe that is known as hydro camouflage. After. Don't walk away from me! Hey, you got the early fairy. Just has anxiety. Who knows? She probably knows the stories of Reimu, and that Reimu is a mass genocider, and sees her as like, oh shit, I gotta run. Notori, me too, kid. I hate Notori because of exactly Hydro Camouflage. Have our scub. Whoa! Byakuren would not like to hear you saying that, by the way. Byakuren. I know, Byakuren's got big boobs. Dang, you're amazing battle. Hello? Did you not play the fighting games? And before you say, oh, they're not that big, proportion is important here, and proportional to the rest of the cast, it's a massive. Oops. Okay, we'll be back for more tomorrow.